Commercial. All right. Well, good morning and welcome to the show. I'm making it happen with exception of yours, Nykole Tyson. I did my whole intro and I was speaking to dead ear, right? And so, welcome. We're here every Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And on I'm making it happen. We discuss how we can make it happen in our minds, bodies, finances, business, and culture, despite the inevitable and not so pleasant challenges. And that's to ultimately allow us to realize that we have the ability to improve and maneuver every and any situation that we encounter. And I'm very excited for the conversation today. We have UVI representatives in studio with us. Specifically, we have Sophia Johnson in studio. She's in studio with me right now. And then we have some counterparts in St. Thomas. So Sophia Johnson is the director of UVI Alumni and Constituent Relations. We have also Michael Emanuel. He's out of St. Thomas on the virtual feed, and he is the lead of Team G for this project we're going to be talking about. And then we also have Caroline Polidor Simon, and she's the director of philanthropy for UVI. And so we're going to get into more details of this event. And again, this is calling All UVI Alumni. All right. So listen up and then share the information. If you know somebody that attended UVI, um, share this information near and far. But before we get into the details, definitely, also, as you know, I want to say good morning to everyone in the USVI, specifically St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, the British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, and anywhere you are in the Caribbean. Thanks so much for tuning in, as well as all those listening live from the East to West Coast via reefbroadcasting.com. Good morning to you. And all those watching live on Facebook at I'm Making It Happen, please do like and share. And thanks so much for tuning in with us today. And so, as I mentioned, we have UVI in studio with us virtually as well. And let's make sure that our phone lines are working. So hold on. Let's see. Okay. Good morning to you, Sophia.
Good
Great, hear you
morning.
loud and clear. And then we have Michael and Caroline out of St. Thomas. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, great. Hear you loud and clear. Can you just bring your headroom down a little bit on your computer, if that's possible?
Say that again.
In the studio, yeah. Can you do? Are you able to
Like
bring the
tilt
headroom
it.
down? Tilt your
Camera.
The camera.
camera down. Okay. So as I mentioned, we have UVI representatives in studio with us out of St. Thomas. So that's exciting. And then we have St. Croix. So this is the event is Alumni Unfiltered Roundtable happening February 19th. It's going to be a virtual event, from what I understand.
It's going to be virtual and in person on both islands.
Okay, great. So let me let you take it away. So this is Sophia Johnson. She is the director of alumni, UVI alumni, and constituent relations. So tell me, what's this event about?
Well, I'm gonna have our team lead Michael talk about the event itself, and then I'll come on later on to talk about the alumni relationship that we want to build through events like this. So go ahead, Michael.
Okay, so hi, good morning, Michael Emanuel. I am a former alum of UVI. I did my master's program there in 2020, from 2020 to 2021. I did public administration when I was there. And I saw the opportunity to do this initiative through the President's Grand Momentum initiative, the strategic plan for this iteration of it. And there were several components that the initiative is centered around. We are working as Team G, which stands for Giving and Getting, which is focusing on increasing basically different avenues of funding and participation for UVI's specific strategic goals. And one of the focus areas that we are going to be working on specifically is through alumni. Now, to be frank, we recognize that alumni are very important to the university, as it is for any university, but we also recognize that we can't just ask people for money. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we want to bring alumni into the fold and have real, honest conversations with them about what their experience at the university was, what they want to see the university become, what they would like to see happen at the university. Because we all went, we went to school here. We have students that are the children of alum that are going to school here. We have faculty and staff that went to school here. So this is a big part of Virgin Islands culture. It's a big part for our people. So we want to make sure that the alumni are driving the conversation in terms of what goals the university is pushing towards and actually effectuating that change. So as we are going through this process, we want to actually get real, honest feedback, information, insights from the alumni body, whether they live here, they live in the States, they live, further down the Caribbean chain, wherever they are. We want to get that feedback from them so we can have that honest conversation with them and then take that, process it, take it to the university leadership so we can advocate for both sides is how we like to phrase it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so the event will be on February 19th. As mentioned, we're going to have it on both St. Croix, St. Thomas UVI campuses, as well as virtually online, because we do have a wide variety of alumni dispersed throughout the region and beyond. So we want to make sure it's as inclusive as possible. And like Michael said, we call it unfiltered because we don't want you to sugarcoat anything. We want you to tell us the greats, greats, and the things that we can improve on. So it's unfiltered. We're going to try our best to not have too many of administration in the room to make sure everyone feels comfortable. But yeah, we definitely just want to have a raw, honest conversation because the reality of it is, at least for me, is that majority of the population is UVI alumni, especially ones who work on campus. So why look so far away to find out what's the concerns we have when we could dive right into the persons around us? I think all of us on this call right now are alums. I'm an alumni. Caroline is an alumni. Michael is an alumni. So sometimes.
And I took a class at UVI.
So we call you special alum. And you're a special alum.
Can I be involved if I want? I took a class. Okay, great.
Please, perfect, please. So, and we have a lot of people like that we call special alums. Sometimes they go away, they do college abroad, they come back for the summer, they take classes with UVI. So we are all a part of this alumni community, and sometimes the answers are right among us, right amongst our own selves. So we want to just have that honest conversation.
Well, great. Well, I think this is really important, as you said, to involve the alumni.
Yeah.
Because the best people to get feedback from are those who attended. You know what you appreciated and what you didn't appreciate, what you thought, what you would have hoped was better. And so it's great to have the alumni involved and then also participate. When I was in college, I actually was part of. I think it's giving. There's a name that we had for the school when we used to be in the room. We used to take turns calling alumni, and
wait, is it that? Well, I know we have call center campaigns.
Yeah, it was a call center, but we used to call it a certain word, a term, and we used to ask the alumni to donate. It could be $10, $5. Some gave even more, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. But it was just like to support the students or the institution continue to advance, right? And so I was a part of that in my school. I know it's important. And like you said, involving alumni is important because they felt included.
Yeah.
Right? When the students called.
Yeah.
And then they were able to have a conversation about what's happening now, what they experienced when they were in school, asking how it was on the campus, especially for those who may not be in the area. So this event is happening for the alumni. So all those, if you're just tuning in, this is for all those who have attended the University of the Virgin Islands, St. Croix and St. Thomas campus. The event is happening on February 19th, and it's going to be a virtual and in-person opportunity. So where can they go to find out the information to log on or sign up for this event?
Well, definitely UVI is sharing it throughout its social media, and it will be on its UVI page. So you can do www.uvi.edu. This live is shared from UVI Facebook page as well, University of the Virgin Islands. So I'm sure you'll see the flyer there. If you are an alum, you would have already received this flyer in your email. So remember to keep checking your emails. You'll see the flyer, you'll see the RSVP link and everything. Caroline is on the call as well. So I don't know if she wanted to touch on anything that has to do with the importance of giving back to UVI or even philanthropy, because she is our director of philanthropy. So Caroline, any
Yes,
magic you
good
want to
morning. Good
sprinkle?
morning. Thank you, Sophia. I just wanted to piggyback. What we're trying to do is, I'm not going to say it's probably not something that's done, but as you know, we have a new president, our sixth president. She is also an alum, and if you look around the community, UVI is very unique in that we're the only HBCU. We're the only HBCU in the Caribbean, and we are the only university in the Virgin Islands. So primarily, most of our population probably has some touch point, whether it's your mother, your sister, your brother, yourself. Most of us have someone that we can say we know is an alum. And giving back to the university is not just financial. That's why we're trying to get our alum to rally around what we're doing. There's so many ways that people can contribute to the university. We have people who are quite prominent in the community. We have governors, we have Rhodes Scholars, we have prime ministers, and it's not just something tangible. We always want our alum to be able to give back, whether it's their time, their resources. There's things that we can be doing, we can be planning, we can be doing better, but we need that feedback. We need to hear from our alum to say, back if I graduated in 1980 or 1990, things are progressing, and we want to make sure we continue to be on the right path. And we can only continue to do that if we get the input from our alum. So we really want to just urge our alum to join us on this venture, come out and support. And this is just going to be a first one that we're doing, and it's something that we want to continuously do so that every move that the university is making, we're constantly considering our students and we're constantly considering our alum.
Great. And so let me ask, what are some other areas besides, we'll get into like the, financial support, but what are some other areas that you would like to see the alum be involved in?
Well, I can answer that. We're actually working on a project right now. It's called Territory Shakers, powered by UVI Alumni. And basically, it's because we know by data that 60% of our alumni still live in the territory. And yes, and Caroline just talked about it. As of right now, our UVI president, our chair of the RT Park Board, our governor, our lieutenant governor, many commissioners, many senators, they're all UVI alum, right? So this project is really identifying which one of these territory-wide leaders are our alumni. And when we do have this type of information and we are aware which principals, which nurses, which CEOs, one of the things that alumni can do is give back their talent, their education, their experience to students, current students, being able to have mentorship. If I'm a nursing student, I would love to know that the commissioner or the CEO of the hospital is an alum. I would love to have a conversation with her. I would love to get guidance from her,
Yeah.
and across all different sectors. So that's definitely a part that persons can give back, being able to be a guiding force for current UVI students. I've also been in some emails yesterday that talked about a new project that we're gonna launch. We're gonna have um, VP and president. I don't know. Don't hurt me if I'm saying it too soon. But I know they want to have like small conversations with persons, with key persons to help. Um, I was telling them I like strategy and solutions. I don't know what the final name will be like, but there's a number of areas that they would like to cover when it comes to UVI and how UVI can be a part of the growing territory, whether it's blue economy, whether it's how can we impact the student life, whether it's how can we increase more revenue. And we want to be able to bring some of these alums in these intricate places to the conversation so we can have like real strategic resolve for some of the concerns that we are facing or some of the parts that we want to grow. So that's another part that alumni can be a part of growing. And I don't want to talk too much, but the last thing I'll say is that I am very happy of Dr. Sophia George, our current president. She's very inclusive. And this is how we were able to get these different teams for the strategic plan that she has been working on. It's called Grand Momentum. And with that, she has opened the floor to alums, to community members, to various different leaders to be a part of, I believe we're in phase 2, right? I think she just announced to us that she's in phase 2 of the strategic plan, but she opens the floor for other persons to be involved to help shape what UVI will look like and how they can be a part of the growing movement. So financial is always amazing and needed because, we need funds, but we also need your expertise, collaboration, support in all other ways.
Perfect. So what was so you mentioned a lot of great things. Mentorship, of course, that'll be great
Yeah,
for individuals, especially you said the leaders in the community who have already graduated from UVI,
right.
being able to come on campus and give that encouragement and say, you can continue and keep striving. Look where I am.
Correct.
Um, and then answer some questions and just give that continued motivation. So the mentorship, the collaboration, you said the support in addition to the financial. So what you mentioned, President George is in phase 2 of the Momentum Project. What was phase 1? Phase 1.
Oh Lord, maybe y'all could touch on it because y'all are actually on the different teams.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the first phase really was, because this
Speak
is
a little
sort of
louder, I think.
a new iteration, a new spin.
Come closer
on
to your phone. Come closer to the phone so we can hear
Okay.
you louder.
This is a bit of a new iteration, a new spin on the strategic plan because we're really a group of volunteers that were passionate about the project, and we all signed up to partake in whatever areas of the strategic plan that we thought fit our interests the most. So, the first phase was really us kind of getting together, figuring out who was going to lead what projects were we going to work on, because we were given a slate of projects to work on, and we had to narrow it down. We had to figure out, like, okay, what do we want to focus on? What do we want to do? Because we can't do everything, but we said, okay, these are the passion projects that we have. So it was figuring that out, getting people organized, getting things together so we could start planning out, what we were going to do, what success looked like, and then who do we need to partner with? Because that was the big thing. Who do we need to partner with to actually make these things happen? Because as a volunteer group, we're not operating in silos. We're not operating in a vacuum. Initially, we thought that, we would just have to work amongst ourselves. And then we realized, no, we actually need to reach out to institutional advancement or, other UVI areas. There might also be other people in the community that we needed to reach out to, because it's not just UVI alum that's working on this project. There's all kinds of people that work on different projects for this initiative. So the first phase was really us kind of doing a lot of, fact finding, soul searching, figuring out what projects we're going to work on, who we need to partner with, and get all that underway so that we can now move into this step where we're actually taking action to go find out what information we need, bring people together so we can actually take that information and start acting on it. So that's kind of the phase we're in now. And that's why, to Sophia and Caroline's point, we're having this roundtable discussion so we can actually bring alumni together so we can have this conversation after we've collaborated with so many of our own internal partners. We've been doing a lot of collaboration on this for the last few months.
Wow, you guys have been busy. So that's great. Laying the foundation to know how you're going to execute. So now you're in the execution part. Now bringing in more. So you have an understanding where you want to go, and now bringing in. So that's the foundation. And bringing in the UVI alumni to now discuss what their interests are to continue to build upon this strategy or this grand momentum. Continue on the momentum side of this. And so that's great. So again, if you're just tuning
Can I
in.
plug in something real quick?
Sure.
Just to piggyback on what Michael was saying, with the strategic plan, it's going to be something that's continuous, and that's another area that our alum can actually assist with. There are, I think, about 5 teams, if I'm not mistaken, and the topics are varied, a wide range. But if we have alum that feel that, I want to probably take part in this, I want to contribute my time, I want to help the university move forward, this would be a good opportunity as we're bridging into the second phase. This would be a good time as well to be able to bring our alum to the table and help us move the university forward.
Yeah, and I wanted to say exactly that, Caroline. I don't have it in front of me, but some of the other areas of the strategic plan that there's different teams to work on. If others wanted to be involved, I know that Dr. George wants UVI to be a grand destination university. I know that she would like us to be leading in areas of like AI. I know that they would like to have a campus development plan to try to help update some of our buildings and various logistics and maybe modernize the areas. So, as what Caroline and Michael is saying, there are different areas within this plan that persons can be a part of. They just have the wonderful opportunity to be on the giving side. I'm sure they chose it because they love it. But there are different areas within the strategic plan process, different teams that persons can join in. And alumni at uvi.edu is somewhere that
Say that again.
alumni,
Mhm.
ALUMNI, at uvi.edu
Mhm.
is definitely our email address that you can email us. And even if it's not specifically this team that you would like to join, we can forward your information to who would be the best fit for whichever area of the campus strategic plan you would like to take part in.
Well, great. One of the things you mentioned, and I just thought of it, was it yesterday or someday? They seem like we're going so fast. But I was passing UVI and I was thinking, oh, look at, I like the new buildings, right?
Yeah.
Especially for St. Croix.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we had the RT Park there for a long time, just by itself. And now we have the medical center. And I see another building happen. I said, when I haven't passed this road, that is going up pretty fast. Like,
It
I haven't
is.
seen that. And so I look forward to even it being more developed
Right.
as a campus, because I, growing up as a kid, going to UVI library, from complex to going to do research at the library,
Yeah.
it seemed the same, it stayed the same for a long time. So I'm happy to see the new buildings coming up, and more, I guess, options for the students as well, and events and different things like that. So I did note that in my mind, saying, oh, that's starting to look like a really nice campus.
Yep. 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 Yep.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, we are speaking with representatives from UVI's alumni, and there's an event happening February 19th. They're calling all alumni to participate near Anfar. So those listening, on the mainland or wherever you are, go to the website, UVI's website. You can find information there. Go to their Facebook page. There is a QR code. They have a flyer, so I'm sure it's on their Facebook page. You can
Yeah.
find
So
their
cute.
QR code that you can register for it virtually, but then also it's going to be available in person. So where are they going to be? Where is it? It's going to be held at 12 o'clock on February 19th. And where is it going to be held in person? Where would they be going in person?
Um, Michael, I don't know if you want to mention it, but I know that it was to be determined. We're working on the two rooms that we can hybrid between St. Croix and St. Thomas. So it'll more than likely it'll be in the theater room / Great Hall on St. Croix, and then another room on St. Thomas where we could do hybrid. But that information is forthcoming.
Okay, so then
Yes.
just keep I guess a note of or breast of the Facebook page. to
Correct.
be
And once you
mentioned there.
RSVP, we'll be sure to email you directly as
Okay, great.
well, so you'll know.
Perfect. So the
But virtual
RSVP.
definitely is, the link is already available. So once you RSVP, you'll get the Zoom link and you'll be able to log on.
Okay. So the QR code is not just for those who want to join virtually. It's for those just to reserve holistically.
Correct. It's for
Okay.
everyone.
Okay,
You have
great.
the option to choose.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and we will be having very light refreshments. Yeah, very light refreshments.
Well,
So
people like food. So yeah,
yes.
they're gonna have refreshments. So at least you're gonna be able to have some coffee, tea, something to snack
Yes.
on, so you can come straight during your lunch break on
Yes.
the 19th. That's February 19th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna take a break. When we get back, we're gonna wrap up. This is UVI's alumni volunteers. We have specifically in studio with us Sophia Johnson, and she is a director of UVI alumni and constituent relations. And then virtually we have Michael Emanuel. He's lead of Team G, and Caroline Polidor Simon. She's the director of philanthropy. All right. So this is UVI's representatives, and we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome back. You're listening to I Make It Happen with exceptioners Nykole Tyson. And we are here with UVI representatives. If you were with us before the break, you'll know that we're talking and encouraging all UVI alumni to participate in the Alumni Unfiltered Roundtable happening February 19th at 12 p.m. It's going to be available virtually and in person. Go to the Facebook page. It's easy to find University of the Virgin Islands. And they have a lot of flyers on here with a lot of information. And so we have Sophia Johnson in studio with us, and she's been giving us the information in regards to alumni. She is a director of UVI alumni and constituent relations. We also have Michael Emanuel, lead team of G, and then lead of Team G, and then Carolyn Polidor Simon, director of philanthropy. And so as we wrap up, tell us. You told me that there's a lot of chapters, and I didn't even think about it. You are asking the diaspora, like the Caribbean, there's many students. And I remember students from Bahamas had came over after the
Correct.
hurricane, the massive, unfortunate hurricane that they experienced. And you were mentioning something about Anguilla. So tell us about, the call for all of the alumni to participate.
Exactly. Yes. We have like 12 alumni chapters. And someone responded from St. Martin the other day, like, does St. Martin have a chapter? And I was like, do you want to make one? We can make one.
Nice.
So we are consistently growing, but correct. We are all over the Eastern Caribbean. We are throughout the states. We have chapters in Atlanta. I'm creating one right now in New York. We have the St. Kitts, big up St.
Nice.
Kitts and Nevis. They
Yes.
are probably one of our most active
Oh,
ones.
nice.
Yeah, so we are all over, and we just definitely want to hear from everyone. I was just talking to Nykole because we have an not updated, but we have a upcoming alumni association meeting for the Anguilla chapter that is coming up on the 23rd. So I'll have Nykole talk about
Okay.
it because she has
Want you to lose your signal. So yes, I'm on the page. Like I said, everything is on the Facebook page, and they're saying there's the UVI Alumni Association Anguilla chapter meeting. It's happening. It says Teachers Resource. It's going to be at the Teachers Resource Center above the Edison L. Hughes Educational and Library Complex in the Valley, Stony Ground, Anguilla. This is happening in
Yes.
Anguilla. So I had to be like, because we have an Anguilla, but it's a different thing that we call Anguilla here in
Right,
St.
right,
Croix.
right.
So I was like, Anguilla, the island? She's like, yeah, there's like 12 chapters. I was like, really? Okay, that's awesome. And so this is happening Thursday, January 29th at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah.
If you want more information, you can contact Dr. Ronald Harrigan at 264 729 1567. Again, 264 729 1567. All else fails, go to the Facebook page for the University of the Virgin Islands, and it's right there with all the information as updated as early as yesterday morning. Okay?
Yeah, and shout out to Dr. Trevor O'Connor. He goes between St. Thomas and Anguilla. So if you are in St. Thomas, you may know him, but he is the chapter president as well for Anguilla. So shout out to him as well.
And shout out to the University of the Virgin Islands because, yes, we do have many individuals come throughout the Caribbean to attend our university here in either St. Croix or St. Thomas. And we have many elite individuals, as was
Yeah.
mentioned before, who are leading their countries. They go back to their countries and they
Yeah.
lead them. And as well as we have leaders here that has graduated from UVI. And so again, University of Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. Thomas, they're calling out to all alumni. And myself as a special alumni, I took a marketing class when I first came back to St. Croix to refresh my knowledge. And so it was a great experience. And I took that at night. And so yes,
Do you remember the teacher, the professor?
he was I think he was an African. I can't remember his name, but he was
Was
very
it
interesting.
Ognumukum?
Possibly. He was very interesting, like a very interesting character.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it was fun.
Dr. O.
Okay. Yes, yes. That sounds familiar. I still say hi to many of my classmates.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's you continue with that bond.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely a great experience. And so I will look forward to participating
Mhm.
as a special alumni. And again, this is happening February 19th. Go to the Facebook page, University of the Virgin Islands. You'll find out all the information you need about this Alumni Unfiltered Roundtable.
Yeah, we definitely want to always update your contact information, alumni. So please email us, alumni@uvi.edu. We send out periodic newsletters. You'll see my face saying welcome. Um, we'll also share important news to you every 2 months, quarterly for that one. And then we've just started sharing the presidential newsletter that is coming out every month. Yesterday, an alum walked into the office and he wanted me to print out. Shout out to Abdul Ali, Mr.
Oh,
Abdul
yes.
Ali.
Very
He's a
active.
favorite alum, and he wanted me to print out the 14 pages of the president's newsletter. I was like, you
Oh,
want me to do this
wow.
every month? But
Yes.
you see, we really have some committed alums that's very interested, and we love them. So just let us make sure we have your up to date contact information so you don't miss anything that is happening.
Yes. And so thank you for, coming and sharing this information. We do hope everybody participates. Again, go to the University of Virgin Islands Facebook page, and you'll find the flyer regarding the February 19th event that's happening at 12 p.m. virtually and in person. You'll get the updated locations on Facebook, and I'm sure on their website. But there is a QR code that I'm looking at, and you reserve your spot so they know how many people to prepare for. There will be refreshments, and it's going to be happening at 12 p.m. For we don't have virtual refreshments, right? But there those that's we haven't gotten there yet,
Not
at
yet,
AI or
not
whatever.
yet.
But definitely for those who's going to be able to be there in person, you will be able to have some light refreshments available for you before you head back onto work or wherever you may have to return to. So again, it's the Alumni Unfiltered Roundtable, February 19th. And that's happening at 12 p.m. Go to the Facebook page for University of Virgin Islands for more information. Anything else you want to say before we close out?
I'm all good. What about you guys?
I will say thank you, Nykole, for having us on the show so we can talk about this. I will say that we will have more of these. We plan to have more of them in the future. So even if you missed this one, you will be able to come and see others that we're planning on having. So we'll be sending out information about that, in the near future. So just keep your eyes peeled.
Yes.
So you'll be able to see what we're going to be putting out there. And like we said before, all alumni are welcome. Doesn't matter how long you attended the university. We are all welcome to attend. We want to hear from you. We're going to also have a couple of keynote speakers, to briefly talk about their history of alumni participation in university activities and whatnot, so that they can help guide the discussion, help give us some real information about the goods, the bads, the uglies. You know how it is. Then, we just want to make sure that we're as relatable as possible to the university body and give them a platform to talk. So we really appreciate this.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. My pleasure to, bring this information to the public. And the first things first, if you haven't already, follow the page, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the first step. And then make sure you make sure you RSVP for the event. And so I look forward to learning more about what's all in store. It sounds great that the president is having these strategic projects happening and including students to continue the improvement and advancement of the university. I love, of course, as you said, it's an alumni that is the president. And so, of course, that's going to have even more, it's like more rooted in what she wants to see achieved because she was a student here at UVI. And so, and also went to, I think, Central, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't sure.
I think so.
Maybe
But
both.
she went to, she was from here, from the Virgin Islands. So great. And
Yeah,
so-
she's from St. Croix.
St. Croix.
And she went over to St. Thomas. She was a student athlete while she was there.
Yes.
So she was very, very rooted. Yeah.
Yes. All right, great. I think she's the first. Is she the first?
Woman?
I know she's the
She's
first.
second.
No, second one, but she's the first graduate
First alumni?
alumni
Yes.
president, right?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Shout out to Miss Nykole Tyson.
Oh,
Shout
thank
out to you
you.
for this amazing platform. And not only is she the host, but she's also the tech
Oh,
person in the
yeah.
back.
She's seeing me frantic behind here, like, what is going on?
No, she's
Music
doing
is still
great.
running. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And so we look forward to having you again. And thanks for sharing this information. Again, UVI alumni near and far, you are being called to be present on February 19th, 12 p.m. virtually or in person. Make sure you be involved. You can't,
Yeah.
complain and then you're not involved, right? You want to see
Right.
advancement. You want the kids, the children here to be able to stay here. Like you said, we have graduates here from the Virgin Islands that says governor and lieutenant governor,
Correct.
and they stayed here and they contributed to our territory. If I could have, I would have stayed here for college, but they didn't have my major at the time.
Yeah.
But now they do, so it continues to grow.
Yeah.
And now I involve some of the students in my what I'm doing because of that. And so yeah, so we need your input, UVI alumni. All right, make sure to go to the Facebook page for the University of the Virgin Islands. So thank you so much, Sophia, as well as Michael and Caroline, for being with us today. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Thank
And
you.
so
Thank you.
thank you for tuning in. Have a great day out there in St. Thomas. Hopefully the weather is great. It's been good over here. All right. Take care. All right. And so thank you so much for tuning in to I'm Making It Happen with exceptional yours, Nykole Tyson. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to close out. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. So welcome back. Time flies. You're having fun, as I always say. And so that was UVI representatives in studio with us. We had St. Croix represent. So that was Sophia Johnson, director of UVI alumni and constituent relations. Then we had Emanuel, lead of Team G, for this project regarding alumni's involvement. And then we had also he was on virtual, and then Caroline Polidor Simon was also virtually connected. She's the director of philanthropy. So again, Alumni Unfiltered Roundtable happening February 19th. Make sure that you're there. Don't be square. That's 12 p.m. Find out all the information on their Facebook page. That's happening in regards to this call for alumni to be involved. Now, in the couple of minutes that I have left, definitely wanted to mention I had promised that I was going to give a date for our next Make It Happen Foundation fundraising golf benefit. And then we're going to be having this event August 22nd and August 23rd. So the cocktail party, you can save the date. It's going to be held at the same location, Carambola Golf Course. We're going to have the cocktail party on the 22nd of August, and then the 23rd, we're going to have the golf benefit. So do save the date. All right. As promised, made that happen. And and then I'm calling volunteers, some people to assist. I know individuals had approached me before. I have reached out to a few to make sure that I get it on your calendars, right? So that if you do go away for the vacation, for a vacation this summer, make sure that you plan around the time. Again, it's going to be August 22nd and then August 23rd. Additionally, yeah, I just wanted to just talk about one thing. So I was in St. Thomas this past weekend. I cannot this weekend. I was there. I just got returned yesterday. I was there yesterday. I mean Monday. For the State of Territory address reception. I was there briefly, and I was of course, all over St. Croix. All over St. Thomas, as I had to get a lot of my food, different places, restaurants I love on St. Thomas. You guys have really improved in the food aspect, and maybe sometime I will share all my restaurants that I have to hit up when I go over there. But I was in one area. I was in Red Hook, and I was walking. So this is my thing about respect. Our elders. This is for you, please. I'm talking to my elders. I know we have a lot of people that listen that is very mature in age, and so we have a thing about respecting our elders, right? But I have a thing, it's not just respecting elders just because of your age, respecting you because of what you represent, how you present yourself, how you treat other people. So not just because of your age, you can just treat and talk to people however you want to, right? We don't accept that from our children. And so I don't understand it when adults do it. It just is so baffling to me. All in all, St. Thomas, I had a great experience. But this one situation, I was in Red Hook. I was walking in the parking lot of the Red Hook Plaza, and I came across from the one across the street. So I was in both plazas, and I was walking in the parking lot, and so the cars are behind, so they're parked. So the backs of the cars are, I'm walking behind the cars that are already parked, and there are people passing me driving in the parking lot looking for parking spaces. So I'm passing. So one car passes me, and in the parking lot at Red Hook passes me, and I'm about to walk towards my rental car. Monday afternoon, and I'm walking to the car, and I'm about to approach to cross over to get to my car. So this car passes me and then stops the car and starts to reverse fast into a parking space, and I'm crossing over this parking space. Now I did not run. I stayed and I walked across the parking space as I was walking with my same speed. I guess that individual thought I was gonna run, but I'm like, I know they saw me, so I kept walking. And then when they stopped and I passed them, I told them, I said, "You didn't see me walking?" It was a lady, a local woman, an older lady at that, and she was like, and she didn't say anything, right? Because I addressed her, I confronted her, because I'm like, what is going on? I said, "You didn't see me walking. You just passed me, and now you're reversing, about to hit me." And so as when I passed her, or when I crossed over the parking space, and I'm a good distance, then she yells out, you should need to walk on the sidewalk." There was no sidewalk. And I'm walking to cross over to my car. So you're saying that it's okay that you want to pass me, see me, and then back into me? You're going fast. Like, I don't know what was in her head. Maybe she was stressed that day. I don't know. But it made me think, and I only thought of it till afterwards, that, and these are the elders that want us to respect them. And I thought it too late. I wanted to go back, I did want to go back and find her. I said, "Nykole, you don't have the time, and plus, don't waste your time," right? Because both of us are going to just look as bad as her. So I left it alone. I called my cousin on St. Croix, and I said, like, "How would you address this situation?" Because he's so much better with dealing with conflict. And, we talk because he has a good perspective on dealing with situations with difficult people. And he was like, we had a conversation, and he said, "Yeah, and there's also the older people that pass you when you say good morning and they don't say anything." And so this is not just my experience. He expressed something else. And that happened to me this morning. I said good morning to somebody coming out the post office, an elder. And he just said, "Mm-hmm." And he just kept walking. I was like, okay. So, we had elders that was continuing the torch, holding the torch, and giving an example of how things are supposed to be in our culture, how we're supposed to operate, the saying good morning, saying good afternoon. It didn't just happen. It was because of the elder individuals, the more mature individuals that kept the torch, that continued to show how we're supposed to behave. What is the example that we're supposed to be in our community? And that's eroding if the elders that we have now that were younger back then, now they're older, they're not upholding that, right? And so this is my communication, or my wish to our elders: be the example. You can't say it. What they said, don't say do as I say and not as I do. There's a lot of that happening, and it's happening with those that are older. You can't expect your children. I'm sure she have grandchildren. How would she have her grandchild act? What if somebody did that to her? How would she feel? Then she gonna want people to come behind and rally behind her and support her and help her. If somebody was to do something like that back into you while you're walking across a parking space to get to another side for your car, that was just ridiculous, right? And so let's just treat people. I mean, basic things we learned as children. Treat somebody how you want to be treated. That's not happening. No, you want to treat somebody bad, but then you want people to treat you good. No, that's just wrong. I don't understand it. I can't. It's so frustrating. So that's what I wanted to share today. It was on my mind. Should I say something? Should I not? Yes. All those listening today, please treat people how you want to be treated. Don't do as I say, not as I do. Look at yourself as an example. if you're an elder, hold up that space as an elder. What does that look like? Respect isn't given, it needs to be earned. And so you can't expect somebody to want to respect you if you're treating them unfairly. And then you want your children, you want other people to, like, take care of your people out there. Now, if I got hit yesterday, on Monday, because of whatever was going on in her mind, I'm just walking across a parking space. And she sees me, and then she backs into the same parking space I'm crossing over. She had time to stop and reverse, and still was going to do that. So let's just be mindful of how we treat our people. Other than that, I love St. Thomas, love the food. I took a deep breath, had my conversation, and moved on with my day. Still here to speak on it. So that was I'm Making It Happen today with exception yours, Nykole Tyson. We will be back again on next week, Wednesday, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, remind you about the UVI's event happening on February 19th. They're calling all alumni near and far to participate virtually and in person. Go to the Facebook page for University of the Virgin Islands, and you'll find out more information on how you can RSVP, and so that they can prepare for you both virtually and in person. Okay, that's UVI. And so we'll be back again on next week, Wednesday, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Have an amazing rest of the day and the week. All right. If no one told you today, you can make it happen. All right. If you don't see something happening, create it. Be the change. And until next time, keep thinking outside the box, coloring outside the lines. And remember, it's about you, me, we. So make it happen.